Vanilla Fumble
I'm vanilla, baby.
is what we call when it's TNA day. They made me bring it back. That's true. We had not had a Vanilla Fumble of this magnitude in easily weeks.
Follow slipping with the vanilla fumbles. I don't think this is a vanilla fumble at all. I think this is a vanilla mountain out here. This is a vanilla touchdown out here. There's no fumble. They scored. They finally scored, Joel. They were on the 1 yard line. Then they got a bunch of penalties, pass interference. They may have fumbled it, but they recovered. I don't know. They got backed up to like the 40 at one point, and then they might have gained 2 or 3 yards. They got into the end zone last night. I don't know how you can view it any other way.
It was their Hail Mary, and they did it. Total, non-stop awesomeness.
All right.
You're back.
All right. Let me switch. Hold on. Let me switch I can't be having Wi-Fi issues on TNA day. Although I guess it's...
It's pretty on par for TNA to do that.
Yeah. All right, you're gonna lose me here again in a second, so you gotta go.
Fine. I think speaking of technical difficulties they had during the Knockouts World Title match, they had a great audio unsyncing moment where suddenly the broadcast, what you saw was whenever they hit the mat, it would be like they hit the mat, and then all of a sudden you'd hear 2 seconds later. That was one of my favorites. And then, of course, the Elijah concert, because God forbid a guitar sound good on any wrestling program. So
you hate Elijah.
Dude, he played the song from his second album.
I know.
And he said it was new. All he did was change the stupid letters of the company he works for.
Yeah.
Shit's fantastic. Oh,
that was so great.
Dude, it was terrible. Dude, have you switched over? Are you back?
I think so. I think it's good, right?
I think you ever really left. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, good. That's even better if I never really left.
I'll take that seamless transition anytime. Oh. So I think I mentioned this on the post show. Rob Wilkins, who does the thumbnails, he had sent me the first one. The first one was the Elijah concert because we don't know what's going to happen on the show, blah, blah, blah. I would have done as like Santana speaks. It doesn't matter because those setup thumbnails are just there for show. And then we got the news on Fightful Select Best $5.99. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. Joe Hendry is officially gone from TNA. He is now a part of WWE. He has moved over. He has transitioned. It has happened. He is there. As if you didn't already know it, now it's official, at least via Fightful Select, which like you can pretty much, you know. And then the main event. So Rob at 9:45 Eastern messaged me, said, "Do you want to change something?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll probably change it to, you know, what do you think?" And he's like, "Sean thinks it's Joe Hendry." I'm like, "That's fine with me. That is the biggest story tonight." Boy, did I eat those words about 10 minutes later. Frankie Kazarian comes out after Mike Santana gets beat.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's not bury the first lead.
Let's set this all up. So the show had opened with Santana coming out and giving his like Boricua victory speech. And he was excited, and I'm going to defend the championship against anyone, anytime, anywhere. Sounds very familiar. It's like every TNA champion of the last like 6 years. He's like, the letters don't matter. I'll do this thing. Great. And then Ryan Nemeth comes out, and of course, if you're in TNA, you got to go through Ryan Nemeth, the perennial Nick Nemeth gatekeeper. And he's like, Nick's not here yet. He's got travel issues, but he'll be here. I'm like, all right, sure, whatever. And then they set up Ryan Nemeth versus Santana at the end of the show. Sure. Okay, whatever. It's a match that they can do, and it's just Santana beats down the guy to get, you know, some sort of heat on Nick Nemeth so that Nick Nemeth can then come out and get heat for the match tomorrow night. I'm like, sure, they're totally serviceable. It's lazy, but it's like it's fine. It's pro wrestling. Then they start the match and they do the runaround, and then Nick Nemeth's music hits. Nick Nemeth's walking in the door backstage, and he gets blindsided, attacked by a man in a hood. And I immediately thought it was just Frankie Kazarian and he was going to cash in. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then it apparently wasn't. Maybe it was. They still haven't figured that out. But either way, in the ring, Santana gets blindsided. By whom? By a bunch of people you've barely seen on NXT and Evolve. The most recognizable face, Lexis King.
I mean, I guess
they're being led by Robert Stone, the former Robbie.
Yeah. Robert Stone leading the group is hilarious. I feel like Charlie Dempsey is kind of the
Dempsey,
top guy,
yeah,
but
but Dempsey felt like he was barely there. Remember when Charlie Dempsey went to Japan? What happened there?
I
He
mean, he
came
went to
back.
Japan. That's what happened there.
Did
Now
he
he's
lose?
back.
Did he lose all of his matches in Japan as he typically
Uh,
does?
I don't think so. I think he won a couple of them, maybe.
Good for him, but he didn't win titles like everyone else who went to Japan. Yoshiki Inamura wins the Noah title. Hank and Tank win the tag titles. Dempsey just gets dumped on his head a bunch of times.
Yeah, Charlie Dempsey, he beat Harlem Lewis. He teamed with Harlem Lewis to win a match. He lost to Kiyomiya, and then he won a 6-man match teaming with Harlem Lewis and Inamura. So he went to 3-1 on this latest Japan excursion. He did well.
Dempsey didn't come home with gold, though.
No, he did not come home with gold. He's still a Heritage Cup champion, right?
No, Stax is technically.
Yeah. He was there last night too, right?
Yeah, so that's the funniest part of all of this. Channing Stax Lorenzo, who is on NXT, has the on-air Ariana Grace girlfriend, and I guess in real life too. But they are partnered up on TV. They apparently don't talk to each other because earlier in the night, in what is the worst segment you'll ever see on TNA, and that's saying a lot, you had Santino Marella come out, introduce Ava, so you know it's already going to be a great show. And they're just like, we're best friends now. Thank you for watching Showdown. And everyone's like, what was Showdown? That was like 6 weeks ago. Thank you for watching NXT. And there's so many more opportunities coming down the pipeline. Rah, rah, we love each other now. We're best friends and we've renewed our partnership. And I'm like, that is a giant red flag. And then she says, I can't be here all the time, but I know someone who can be, Miss Liaison Ariana Grace. And she comes out and everyone's like, yay. And I'm like, wasn't she a heel like 2 weeks ago with her boyfriend, the guy Channing Stax? Isn't this a thing? So then once again we fast forward to the end of the night, and again Stax was part of the group that took out Mike Santana as they're all yelling and screaming at commentary. Who let them in? They're invading. Why are they here? And I'm like, yeah, why does Ariana Grace know about this? How does she not know about this? She's the liaison. You better have her turn heel, because they had to, the Kalani Jordan thing is another thing we'll talk about. Man. So Santana gets beat up by the lower level NXT and higher level Evolve talent. Brooks Jensen is a part of this, as Jeremy had mentioned. There are just a bunch of names. And the guys that Wes Lee used to manage.
High Rise.
I was going to call them Skyscrapers, but that's MLW tag team champions. Then Frankie Kazarian's music hits, and I'm like, all right, cool, here we go. He comes out, he cashes in. They did the typical cash-in scenario where he immediately takes advantage and hits the babyface with his finish and gets a 2 count. The babyface tries to fight back valiantly and then gets beat on a roll-up, by the way. He hit the way he kept him down was by holding down his bad wrist, Jeremy.
This is gonna go under talked about because people are just gonna make fun of the finish and like the fact that they did this, which fair. Mike Santana looked so stupid during this. He's going for spin the block and he just goes, oh no, oh shit, my wrist hurts.
Yeah, mid turn.
Like, yeah, he didn't even hit him or anything. It was just all of a sudden this shooting pain went down his arm and wrist, and he just could not complete the move. So stupid. Absolutely. They made Mike Santana in so many ways look like the dumbest wrestler in the world here. The fact that he could not complete the move, hit the guy, it was just all mid-move. He just goes, like he got shot in the arm or something, and then a roll-up beats him. A friggin' roll-up of all of this. Way to just completely kill. If you didn't do it by, again, just doing this match in general and doing this whole booking thing, you killed them with the way you actually booked it, which is hilarious. Like, they just could not help themselves of, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do the dumbest thing ever by taking the title off of Santana a month after he wins it when we had no television. How can we make this worse? How about we make him look really stupid with the way he sells how he loses this whole thing. How about he gets just a shooting pain down his arm and into his wrist, and he can't even finish the move where he doesn't have to use his arm until he actually clocks the person. It's not like his leg where he spins and his leg collapses and it's like, okay, you know what? Your leg hurts. You try to do a spin, you plant wrong, you fall down. That kind of sucks. He spun and then his arm just all of a sudden gave out on him without actually using his arm. And then you get rolled up like a giant ass dork. I hope Mike Santana, I love Mike Santana, best wishes to Mike Santana. I hope the chair's comfortable.
Shout out. Fuck the end, got me. So Mike Gilbert, who does Brace for Impact, he's very funny on Twitter. And he and I wax poetic about what TNA is in 2025. So Mike Santana, this was when it happened. Mike Santana just lost the TNA title in front of about 100 people to a roll-up. No heat, high school promotion with zero ideas. One of the replies just got me. And it was, if it's any consolation, maybe he'll get the TNA All-Star Award for this loop. You can get the video Carlos Silva being like,
you get the hat or whatever the hell they panned out,
don't
right?
do the hat anymore. Now it's a gold. Now it's a crystal star that they give out, and it's gonna the tweet's gonna be like, at Carlos Silva gives the TNA All Star Award for the Florida Loop to deserving champion Mike Santana. And it's just going to be Carlos being like, this man has been with us through thick and thin, and he's been through so much, and we're so proud of him. He's had an amazing showing. He's held this company up by the top of his waist. Mike Santana, you deserve this. And everyone's going to be like, woo, family, my boy, woo, Boricua, woo. And Mike Santana's going to be like, well, fuck this company, I quit. And he's going to be out of there. There's plenty more over on Fightful Overbooked. Click that subscribe button, tap that bell, get your notifications. And while you're at it, like the videos. Interact with them. Say some stuff. We want to hear from you. While you're at it, join us every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, live for In the Weeds. You might like it.